Hey Upstreet, my name is Noel, and I am pumped to be here with the best street in the best city with you today. I love this city. There are so many fun things to do and places to see. The coolest city I've ever been would probably be Venice, Italy. Have you ever been to Venice, Italy? Everyone in the city has somewhere to go, and there is no vehicle anywhere. But what's even more crazy is that people don't have to have cars because they just take boats everywhere, or they walk, and everything is open and accessible to people walking all the time. It's so different than here. All month, we have been learning about the armor of God. And today, we're going to learn about a new piece of armor. And to help us introduce our new piece of honor, we have the best reporter there is, Joe Miller, back with us to take us into the lives of everyday people and to see how they bring life to this city. I think her show is starting right now, so let's tune in.
It's Joe on the Go, and I'm Joe Miller, coming to you live each and every day as I take to the streets to give you all the deets. Today is going to be shredded! We're going to catch up with professional skateboarder Carter Collins. How cool is that? Check out what we're all about today. Carter?
What's up, Joe? I'm so stoked to see you.
Those tricks were killer.
Oh, yeah? You saw that triple set trick with an ollie slide?
I think so. Whatever it's called, those moves are so crazy. Did it take you forever and a day to learn how to do all of that?
I was born to shred, but definitely spent a lot of time learning the tricks of the trade.
And I bet everyone thinks you are so cool. In fact, I have done some research.
As a reporter does.
Well, and I found out that you have at least 50 different proteges. For the people on the other side of the camera, explain what that means.
Sure. Well, a protege is just a fancy word for people who think that what you do is rad and they want to learn from you.
That's beyond cool that so many people are wanting to follow your lead. How did that even happen?
I've been skating for a long time, and I started hanging out with some other dudes that love to skate too. I was chilling with them, and then I started to notice that they were doing and saying some things that were the opposite of cool.
Oh, really? Explain for us what was going down.
Yeah, so here's an example. I was doing a tray flip down a 3-stair, right? And when I was done, I noticed some of the guys were over there by the quarter pipe saying some straight up bad words.
Oh, that is not good. What'd you do about that scene?
It got pretty gnarly. The newer guys started following along. It started with bad words and stuff and eventually got way worse. They were excluding others and messing with different skaters' equipment, tons of stuff that God wouldn't be cool with. Negative influence all over the place.
Sounds like that was not top tier.
You're right, and I had a choice to make. I could take my board and bail, or I could join in and act like they do. I could either fit in, or I could take a stand for what was right.
It can be so hard to stand up and do the right thing. I've actually been reporting about the armor of God lately, and Carter, this whole sitch sounds like a perfect opportunity to put on the armor of godliness. That's the piece that protects our hearts from wanting to do the wrong thing while helping us have the power to do the right thing. I'm sure everyone is dying to know. What did you end up doing?
It was hard to take a stand against those guys. I mean, they were pretty cool, and I wanted them to like me, and I wanted them to skate with me. But I remembered that the devil uses other people that can be bad influences to turn our hearts away from God. Because I wanted to do what God says is right, I put on the armor of godliness and took a stand against the devil. I talked to those dudes, and you know what? It ended up being cooler than a 1080 flip. They realized that what they were doing was wrong, and they changed their ways.
So by taking a stand and doing what was right, they saw how they should act out here at the park. And now they follow your lead. Awesome! Hey Carter, thanks for hanging with us today and showing us exactly what the armor of godliness looks like in action.
Totally.
Well, that's it for us today. Join us next time for Joe on the Go. I can't wait to see who we will meet next.
Joe, that was amazing. I love finding out more about the people who use their everyday armor to make this city super special. And I wish I knew how to do some of those awesome skateboarding tricks. I can't, I have terrible balance. Well, all this talk about cities makes me think we should play a game. Do you like games? I love games. This game is called Hidden Emoji. Now on the screen, you'll see a picture of something you might see here in the city. Somewhere in that picture, an emoji is hiding. See if you can spot it in the time given to you. So let's take a look at the first one. I can tell you that you're looking for either a slice of pizza or a hot dog. Look at the picture and see what you find. It's pretty tricky, so you'll really need to look hard. Go. All right, if you guessed a slice of pizza, you got it right. Good job. Here's the next one. You'll be looking for either a fountain or a bus. Did you get that one right? It was a fountain. Okay, that one was tricky. All right, last one. You are looking for either a cup of coffee or a waving hand. Go. Wow, that was hard. I only found it right at the last minute. Thanks for playing with me. Now, I want you to get ready to sing to our amazing God that loves us so much.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Josh, and I am back with a bunch of new songs. So, everyone up on your feet, it's time to dance in our armor of God. Here we go.
Welcome to a place where rejoicing reigns, 'cause our God is great and greatly to be praised. Tell it all around that it's going down, 'cause our God is great and greatly to be praised. Turn it up till the walls are shaking. We're ready now. Come alive in the name of Jesus. Now the party has begun. Let's celebrate this love, 'cause our God already won. Now we're dancing to the sound of freedom. Lift your voice and sing if you've been redeemed, 'cause our God is great and greatly to be praised. If He brought you out, lift your voice and shout, 'cause our God is great and greatly to be praised. Turn it up till the walls are shaking. We're ready now. Come alive in the name of Jesus. Now the party has begun. Let's celebrate this love, 'cause our against the evil one. Put on the full armor of God, the full armor of God. First things first, got the belt of truth. Ayo, ayo. Put on my boots, gotta tell the good news. Ayo, ayo. The armor of God and the shield of faith. Ayo, ayo. Got my sword and my helmet, now it's time to pray. Ayo, ayo. I put on the full armor of God, stand strong against the evil one. I put on the full armor of God, the full armor of God. First things first, you got the belt of truth. Ayo, ayo. Put on my boots, I gotta tell the good news. Ayo, ayo. The armor of God and the shield of faith. Ayo, ayo. Got my sword and my helmet, now it's time to pray. Ayo, ayo. Put on the full armor of God, stand strong against the evil one. Put on the full armor of God, the full armor of God. Put on the full armor of God, stand strong against the evil one. Put on the full armor of God, the full armor of God. Now in faith we can stand against every evil plan. Now it's time to be strong. He has won. Put on the full armor of God, stand strong against the evil one. Put on the full armor of God, the full armor of God. Put on the full armor of God, stand strong against the evil one. Put on the full armor of God, the full armor of God.
That was awesome, you guys. All right, take it away, storyteller.
Be strong in the Lord and His mighty power. The strength takes care of you when life is sour. Put on the armor of God and fight the enemy. Can you tell me now all the pieces you need? Be strong in the Lord and His mighty power. The strength takes care of you when life is sour. Put on the armor of God and fight the enemy. Can you tell me now all the pieces you need? Got my belt of truth, check. Breastplate of righteousness, shoes of peace, shield of faith, helmet of salvation, sword of the spirit, helmet of salvation, sword of the spirit.
Put on your armor, God. You got your armor, God. Put on your armor, God. You got your armor, God.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Put on your armor, God. Put on your armor, God. Put on your armor, God. You got your armor, God.
God's people, the Israelites, had disobeyed God. Because of that, God allowed their enemies, the Midianites, to come and take over their land. The Israelites were so scared of the Midianites that they went and hid in caves. The Israelites needed help, so they prayed to God and asked Him to help them. The Bible tells us that God sent an angel to talk to a man named Gideon. Gideon was hiding in the caves too, because he was also afraid of the Midianites. The angel greeted Gideon by saying, "Mighty warrior, the Lord is with you." Gideon knew how badly he and his people had been treated. He said to the angel, "You say the Lord is with us. Then why has all of this happened?" The angel said, "You are strong. Go and save Israel." Gideon didn't agree with what the angel was saying. "How can I possibly save Israel? I'm not strong or important." But God promised to be with Gideon and to give him victory. Later that night, God spoke to Gideon and told him to tear down the altar that was built to one of the false gods named Baal, and the pole that was built to worship the false god Asherah. Gideon was supposed to build the right kind of altar, where people could worship the one true God. Even though Gideon was scared, he believed that God would protect him and he could do the right thing. So Gideon waited until it was nighttime and then went out and did exactly what God told him to do. When everyone woke up the next morning, they could not believe their eyes. The altar to Baal was demolished and the Asherah pole was cut down. In its place was a new altar for worshiping the one true God. God used Gideon to do great things and gave him the power he needed, even when he was scared. Sometimes it can be scary or hard to do what's right. That's because even though we can't see it, there's a spiritual battle taking place between God and the devil over the hearts of each person on earth. God has given us His armor to protect us and gives His power in the middle of this battle. When we put on the armor of godliness, it will protect our hearts from wanting to do the wrong thing and give us the power to do what's right. We can put on the armor of godliness.
That story helps us understand that it won't always be easy to do the right thing. But when we rely on God's power by putting on the armor of godliness, we'll be able to stand firm and choose the right thing instead of the wrong thing. Now, some of you might know this piece of armor as being called the breastplate of righteousness. This is another way you can refer to this piece of armor, but what the armor does is the same. Now, by putting on this breastplate of righteousness, it's our way of choosing God's way over our way, even when it's tough. It also helps us remember to depend on God more than anything or anyone else. I bet you're wondering what it looks like to put on the breastplate of righteousness in real life. Well, I have an example of someone who has. Let's take a look at Josh. Josh is a kid just like you. Josh tries his best to do the right thing every day. Now, earlier this week, one of Josh's friends asked to see the answer on Josh's paper. Josh knew that it wasn't the right thing to let his friend cheat off the paper, so Josh put on the breastplate of righteousness and told his friend to try her best instead of cheating. So when you put on the breastplate of righteousness, you'll be able to choose what God says is right. I think we should take a minute together to put on the full armor of God. So let's do this together.
Every day, I will wear the full armor of God. I put on the belt of truth so I can fight the devil's lies. I put on the armor of godliness to protect my heart and do what's right. I put on the good news boots so I'll be ready to show God's love all day. I hold up the shield of faith to block anything the enemy sends my way. I put on the helmet of salvation so I'll remember God will always love me. I use the sword of the Spirit because God's word is my best weapon against the enemy. Now, I stand firm and pray.
Awesome job, friends. Now let's pray and let's ask God to help us this week. Dear God, thank you so much for the full armor that you've blessed us with. This week, please help us to put on every piece of armor, but especially I ask you to help us put on the breastplate of righteousness, the breastplate of godliness, so we know to choose the right thing each and every day when we're at school, when we're at home, when we're with our families and our friends. Please help us, Lord, to do the right thing as you teach us. Thank you for this gift, Jesus, and for the coming week. Amen. Remember, this week that we've got God's power with us and we're ready to face anything the evil one would ever throw our way. Before we go for the day, we've got some very special Upstreeters that we have had that have a birthday today. So, happy birthday to Kate, Grady, Spencer, Antonio, Bjorn, Keaton, Roscoe, Abigail, Riel, Amir, Bella, and Christian. We hope you have an amazing day. See you next week. Bye, friends.